Hello everyone. Welcome to day I don't know what really I don't know what day it is. Didn't really want to do this today because I just finished working on this like code base that I didn't really understand too well, and it was taxing to say the least. However, doesn't really matter whether I feel like doing this or not because I have a goal here to accomplish, which is to upload 30 days of me speaking to a camera. So, now I need to come up with stuff to talk about. Um, I think I like ate Cheetos for lunch, and I had a croissant for breakfast. So, that probably is not the most nutritional meal. However, that is okay because I'm still alive. I don't feel horrible. I had some vitamins for lunch as well. I don't, so, it's not like protein or it's not carbs, but I guess I have vitamins, which is good because if you don't have vitamins, you're probably gonna die. Um, and Speaking of vitamins, I thought about this thing a while ago, which I'll share. Um, there's two twins, and they have the same exact diet and the same lifestyle, and one of them takes vitamins, and the other twin does not take vitamins. And my hypothesis is that the twin who takes vitamins is gonna outlive the twin who does not take vitamins. Why? It's probably something to do with like longevity and stuff. Um, I think that the diet of our ancestors was like richer in vitamins than our current diet now. I think our diet now is like, I mean, I guess it depends who you are. I think the typical American diet with like the whole food pyramid thing, and people were talking about how that's like a government scam or something like that. I don't really know anything about that. I know that people have been eating carbs forever. But I forget who I brought this up to. I brought it up to someone, but actually, we've only been eating carbs since the agricultural revolution, which is, um, where we live right now is like a very, like, this is all of human history. This is where we are now. The agricultural revolution happened like right here. So throughout most of history, I guess, haven't been eating carbs. So maybe we've been destroying our bodies, um, uh, since we started doing that. Um, but our lifespan's also gone up. It probably has nothing to do with carbs. I'm not a nutritionist. I don't really care about nutrition as long as I feel good. Like if I don't have vegetables for too long, I'll like literally feel bad and start craving vegetables. Um, I don't really pay attention to health. I'm just banking on the fact that I'm probably healthy right now, and if there's any sorts of problems, I'll address my health as those problems come up because that's not something I want to think about right now. I think it takes fun and enjoyment out of life when you're super meticulous about uh, stuff that is like not um, I don't know, like let's just say you want to eat a burger or you can have a salad. Like ultimately, unless you're craving a salad, you're probably gonna want that burger. Or, I guess I'm just talking about giving into hedonistic things which might not necessarily be good for you in the long run. I don't really have a well thought out argument, or not an argument. I don't really know how I feel about all this. I don't really know how I got here. But more interestingly than um more interestingly something more interesting than an argument for hedonism or, against hedonism is, well, I guess it depends whether you like history more or ethics. Um, Ethics is like a weird thing to talk about because everyone has their own axioms that they like base all of their, ethical arguments off of. And I think a lot of conflict happens when people, see someone else's ethics in play and, you know, they argue about um this like surface level thing such as like nutrition and like vitamins and whether you should take vitamins or not when actually they disagree on like an extremely fundamental, like deep rooted belief system level, it's essentially something you're not going to change someone's mind about because um, when your identity is tied to something that deep, it's hard to get people um, on your side. And not that you should or shouldn't get people on your side, but I'm just saying. Um, So I don't know. That's like some weird ethics spiel. But if you guys haven't read the book *Sapiens: A Brief History of Humankind*, that book is extremely entertaining. I think that's the best book I read last year. Um, it's just a brief history. I mean, it starts. I guess it's. I think it starts with, yeah, probably Homo sapiens. So when we became the Homo sapiens we are today, that's when it starts, and then it ends where we are now, and it's a brief history, so it kind of goes over the agricultural revolution, of course, the rise and falls of empires, right? Because before democracy was widespread, the before capitalism, the world ran on uh I forget what it's called, empires or empiricism, or like people like throw that word around nowadays. Oh, no, it's not colonialism. It's like the precursor to colonialism. Uh, I can't remember what it's called. But basically, the economy ran on conquering other nations, which is pretty pretty hilarious thing to base your economy off of. Um, and they didn't produce that much. So as soon as they weren't conquering, they were immediately just like losing their economy. And so they would like conquer more, and then if they weren't conquering, they would just basically like implode. Um, so is it I think it's imperialism. I think that's the word I was thinking of. Yeah, it's like agricultural revolution, and then societies start building, and then you get big towns, big cities, empires, and then it goes into like imperialism, and then I think capitalism started when uh, banks and loans became a thing. Um, if you guys read The History of Money by Jack Weatherford, it's probably the most boring book I've read that whole year. I didn't really like it that much. I only read that book because I read Genghis Khan, which is also written by Jack Weatherford. And so I was like, okay, that was like a pretty good read. So surely the history of money is good. And, maybe it's not the author's fault. Maybe I'm just not interested in the history of money. But there was some passage in there talking about uh, when debt started becoming a thing and when people realized they could basically build their entire economy on debt. This like supercharged like all progress because now you didn't need any capital to start your own bakery. You could just take a loan and essentially make a bet that you would be able to repay the loan. And then, this grew into what we have today. And I kind of forget how this ties back into vitamins or something, but I have 5 seconds left, so I've completed my quota for the day. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.